have all the tender what cuddle and everything, but when you want to cuddle with them, no, then they don't want to.
All right. You all know why we're here and what we came to do this year. This is only the beginning of a very long season, but Game 1 means just as much as Game 82. Now, we have some new faces here that I really expect to make an impact for us this season. We've already seen flashes of what they can do for us, but I expect all of you to go out there and execute just like we did in camp. Ain't no more excuses. It's time to get serious. If we play our brand of basketball, there's no telling where this team can go. So get out there, get warm, and let's go win this game.
My first NBA game. Can't believe it's finally here. You work your entire life for something, and then when it's right in front of you, it's almost hard to believe. But I'm ready. And now it's time for me to show everybody I belong. And do my best to represent Harlem.
So run the Raptors. Let's beat their ass. Right now I'm streaming like this. I think I used to stream on my computer, but I'm thinking of if I'm going to stream like this and upload it to YouTube later on. Right now I'm doing it to Twitch, but I think later on I will stream. I will record different videos, I don't know, and or maybe stream somewhere else and upload it later on, not to Twitch. I have not decided really, but for now I'm just doing this. Wow, they really go full in. This is my first match.
Starting at small forward, standing 6'8", number 5, Damari Carroll. The other forward position, at 6'9", number 54, Patrick Patterson. Number 17, the big man in the middle. He's a 7-foot center from Lithuania. This is Jonas Valanciunas. From Villanova, a 6-foot guard.
One guard.
Number 7, Kyle Lowry. And number 10, he's a 6'7" guard from USC. Ladies and gentlemen, DeMar DeRozan. Your head coach is Dwight Casey.
Welcome everybody to the day we've all been looking forward to. The start of a new NBA season on 2K Sports. Along with Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan. You can feel the energy here in Air Canada Center. The Raptors looking to please their fans in this Eastern Conference matchup. This game against Indiana, the first game of the NBA's regular season. They were able to sweep the season series last year, completely controlling the play in each game. Official NBA appearance from Freak.
You know, and what a huge moment this is for him. I mean, your whole life has been spent leading up to this, and finally he's going to get to take the court in the NBA. I mean, his mind has to be racing like a million miles an hour.
Yeah, I'm sure it is. I mean, there are all different kinds of pressure situations. This is about as nerve-wracking as it gets. But even so, I don't think it takes away from how much he enjoys it.
And here we see the debut of Freak, the kid from Harlem. His first time on an NBA floor. And
no, that's bullshit.
It's a moment that he's worked very hard to achieve, and his family has got to be proud.
Extremely so, Kevin. It's been a long journey for him, but every level along the way, he's found success. High school phenom, playing for a college championship. I wouldn't bet against this kid on anything when it comes to basketball.
Well, with Freak Clark, there was a question whether he would stay another year in college. Really was a tough decision for him, but he ended up coming out after his freshman year.
And Kevin, it's really hard to blame a guy like Freak for doing that. I mean, he's clearly NBA ready.
I passed before even I went over there, so that's bullshit.
The Pacers shooting their first free throws here tonight. And he makes the first.
What?
And Rodney Stuckey, a combo guard
I didn't even try to do a command.
Washington, played a big role for the Pacers a season ago.
Oh yeah, now it's now everything is like the coins and everything. You get minors and oh.
You know, for the Pacers last season with Paul George being out for most of the season, they knew it would be a struggle. They would go into lengthy dry spells that made it hard for them to keep pace in the East, in part because they missed Paul George's all-around brilliance and his offense.
Now, here's Joseph. He's guarded closely. Shot clock at 3. The baseline J. Rodney Stuckey pulls it in. The Pacers have gotten 3 of 8 shots to fall for them here in the first quarter. As for those dry spells you mentioned about the Pacers, they had a number of long losing streaks last season.
As a team, they had 4 different losing streaks of 6 or more games, and they got hot at the end. Season high win streak of 6 to stay playoff relevant. It was just too little, too late compared to their losing streaks earlier in the year.
Here's Joseph starting off 1 for.
Wow, they really.
He's the first one to react to that miss. Excellent anticipation on his part.
What are you passing?
Play on the putback by him.
Kicks it to Mahinmi. 50 seconds left in the first quarter. And it's Freak missing.
Those are chances almost always you can rely on him to get you 2 points.
What the he's talking about unrecognized command. I don't do
Toronto shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game.
And look back a season ago. They did a solid job at the line. About 79% of their free throws.
Yeah, they had the kind of success from the line that would make any coach breathe a sigh of relief, guys.
Solomon Hill, he's checked in for the Pacers.
You know, Dwayne Casey was once a player at Kentucky, took me and hosted me on my recruiting visit at Kentucky back in 1979. Actually got his coaching start at the school as well.
Freak kicks to Stuckey. Indiana needs to get a shot off. And Freak gets it to go on the assist by Stuckey.
Yeah.
Freak gets it to go, and that's not just any basket, folks. Those are his first points here in the NBA. Now, here's Joseph. Defense right on him. Poked away and stolen by Freak. They're running. Here's Miles. Misses the jumper, and they can't get anything on the break. Powell. The shot is off. At the end of one, a closely contested game so far.
So close.
Raptors lead by 3. Well, earlier we sat down with Freak and asked him about playing in his first NBA. You know, Clark, you don't see that kind of perspective for most rookies, do you?
You really don't.
And Toronto will go for a different look here. Patrick Patterson, he's checked in for Bismack Biyombo. Terrence Ross comes in for Damari Carroll. Powell, he's checked in for DeMar DeRozan. And Corey Joseph subbed in for Kyle Lowry. On the court right now for the Pacers. Freak in at point guard. Mahinmi is out there with Hill. Then there's C.J. Miles. And it's Stuckey in at the 2 guard. Closing in on 4 minutes played here in the second quarter. Freak kicks to Stuckey. To the paint. Got a piece of it. Stolen by Joseph. And they're pushing it up. Here's Powell, and it's good. Fought through contact, hits the shot. He'll go to the free throw line.
Well, that's why they're on the lead.
Wow.
Aggressive play at both ends. Very nicely done there.
Absolutely. They make the steal, pay dividends instantly on the fast break.
Well, last year, Toronto won their division and got bounced out in the first round. Same result, Clark, they had back in 2014.
Yeah, but, you know, despite that sameness, they were an improved team last season, Kevin. They did a lot of the small things better in total.
Yes.
I thought looked better and more cohesive as a group. Guys, he's actually indefatigable. He never gives in, never gives up on a play, and that's what it takes to be a great offensive rebounder. You've got to be relentless.
Here's Patterson. Again, Toronto.
And as you mentioned, the Raptors did improve last season. I mean, they cut back on their turnovers a lot. They were top 3 in the league in terms of taking care of the basketball.
Come on.
Here's Stuckey. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
Just good, aggressive drive from him that time. Found a hole in the D and went straight to the rim.
Joseph dishes to Ross.
Wow, wow.
Pass to Patterson. And it's Joseph in the corner. Screen by Valanciunas. Joseph, the pass to Valanciunas. Shot is good, and the Toronto lead is cut to just 1 on the basket from Miles.
That's good, that's good.
Some defensive breakdowns are starting to show up now. Their last 4 buckets allowed have come from very close range.
Yeah, high percentage shots are what they are getting in terms of the attempts, and that's just not going to get it done. They've got to figure it out.
And as you said, the Raptors took care of the ball a lot better and as a result had more assists. They also cut back on their fouls, and that was helpful. Little things like that made them much more competitive as a team and helped lead them to those 49 wins.
And Joseph kicks to Ross. There's the screen.
It's pointing to this guy.
Passes it to Joseph. Dishes to Ross. Good ball movement here by the Raptors. 6 on the shot clock. From 8. Valanciunas can't get that one to fall.
And this quarter, he has clearly been off the mark.
And Creek gets it to go on the assist from Mahinmi.
Yes.
And now a 3-point Pacer lead. Here's Joseph. What a play. Simply drains it in at the buzzer.
That's large to end the half.
Wow. Wow, he's good.
All right, listen closely, man. I've got a few things to touch on. We're going to turn this from a close game into our game. I like the way we're valuing the basketball. Keeping those turnovers down has really helped us throughout the first 2 quarters. One thing I liked, our passing. Getting a lot of assists.
I think the music I need to... the options... let's see some of the game. Crowd sound, commentary audio. Is no music.
Welcome back to first half. It's been quite a game for Jonas Valanciunas.
And how about his scoring in that first half? He just looked like a different player today. Really on point.
Quite honestly, it's been a pleasant surprise for him. You know, he really hit on something that worked in those first 2
because I'm afraid of
and so the big win by Toronto
getting
in a tight game. What a show they put out here at home tonight.
copyright.
Tremendous work all the way down to the wire. You were just wondering